Never really imagined I'd be in the agency business to start. I just kind of stumbled upon it. The big aha, so I used to be in print media. I never also thought I was in print media. I actually got headhunted into the job because I sold Cutco knives. So I left my other job and got into print media. But one of the problems that I noticed, I sat down with a lot of small businesses, local businesses, to sell them branding. Well, our rapport building technique was, hey, I took a look at your website. Is there anything that's not on your website that you want me to know about your business? What happened was a lot of websites sucked. And when you asked them that question, there was one of three things that came up. Number one is I paid somebody some money and they took off, I never saw them again. I paid somebody some money for my digital and I never get any communication from them. That was probably 90% of the time. The other 10% was, well, I paid my digital person money. They're actually really good. I'm really happy with what they do. So looking at that, there's 90% of an opportunity. I'm like, you know what? It's pretty easy to just switch into digital marketing. I already have a lot of marketing prowess. I might as well do it and do it right, building it off of this foundation of over-communicate. My name's Thaddeus Tondu. I am born and raised in Canada, so don't hold that against me if you're an American. I worked on a farm when I was 18. Realized in my first year of university doing construction that, hey, you know what, steel construction, not really for me, and that's where I went and started to get into understanding the sales side and the business side of things. When we sat down and had another co-founder that started the business with me, and when we were sitting there, we're trying to think of the name. It's kind of a boring story because his holding company was called On Purpose Enterprises. I'm like, ooh, On Purpose, I like that. So that's how we came up with it. But really the big part for us was how do we leverage this on purpose part of things? Well, we want to be off ourselves and on purpose. And being part of something that's bigger than ourselves is how we can be off ourselves and on a greater purpose. They just want their phones to ring and they want to be heard. They want their business to be able to grow. But the other part, the intangible part, is they want that communication. And there's a lot of people, a lot of agencies that just don't do it. Yeah, the ideal person of what we work with seems to be the HVAC contractor, plumbing contractor, electrical contractor, and some other home services, but by and large, heating and cooling. For us, that are around that $1 to $3 million mark, that want to go to that 7 to 10. And the ones that really want to have that growth mindset, who are community minded, who have that idea to have a greater impact than just being a chuck in a truck. The big part of the accelerant is that they don't necessarily have their great branding presence online. They don't have any SEO presence online. Their Google ads might not be even set up or optimized. They're not spending money on Google ads. Most people don't realize that 50 to 70% of that traffic actually goes to your website. If they don't have a good website, you're going to lose a lot of the conversion aspects of your business, especially home services. And so when you have this total branding package where you look at your vehicles and you have your brand and you have that, well, everything needs to flow around your brand and match that entire story. How do I know when I was working from a client is they reach out. I was sitting with a client down in one of the events and I was just having a conversation. I'm like, you've actually doubled my business year over year for the last 4 years. Like, you took us from 800,000 when we first came to you, and now their goal for this year, for 2025, is to do $8 million. On average, and a lot of people like to talk ROI or what is in it for me. Well, we know definitively by tracking that our clients on average get a 19x return on their investment.
Nice.
Just for new business. When we factor in new and repeat business from the branding in the online world, that's actually closer to 50x. The thing I'm the most excited for right now is just my team, to be honest. I'm a culture first person. I'm a people first person. I always call it the 3 Ps, people, product, price. But they have to go in that order. If you reverse it, if you care about the price first, well, your product could be good, but your people aren't going to be bought into what you want to do. Not just my industry. I'm excited about the people that we're building inside of our organization and the growth that we're having as a result of it. It's not always just the marketing company's problem. It might also be your problem. Any marketing company can send a qualified lead, but if you don't answer your phone and you can't be able to bring them in and sell them your product or your service, marketing is never going to fix your problem.